don't worry, we'll have an official starting point. But my pops rarely
all good.
My crib. He literally today, I remember telling you the truth. He hit me up. He's like, "Yo, I'm gonna stop by and pick up what you call it." And in my head, I was like, "Yes, but I got something going on today." Like, and I get panic attacks. I get panic attacks. Really, I have really bad anxiety. So on the way, he's like, "I'm on the way." I'm like, "All right, I'm on the way. I gotta make sure everybody get the link." And then he shows up. He's like, "Yo, let him cook. Let him watch you." And now I'm like, "Oh my god!" And then Tony pops up. I'm like, "Oh my god, Tony's right there." And I'm like, "Oh my god."
This is a lot. This is a lot to just show up. You text on the way. You don't even text like a couple hours before.
I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. All I can say is I thank you, Ty, for the compliment.
No, I thank you, Mr. Taylor.
You watching Starfleet Academy, right? Okay,
Yeah.
This is the young lady who.
That's my girl. I just saw you last week. I saw you. Yeah, that's Tony.
This is that moment, man.
What she look like? How come we got to have stuff on our face?
Yeah.
What? Well, she's a beautiful young lady. Very talented. She weak.
Thank you.
Oh, look at here. All right, and we gonna start a petition to get them to take that stuff off of you. You don't need to have that stuff on your face. My God, man, look, they raise it so up if they take that stuff off.
Oh my God.
All right.
I think you have to use all that actually.
Period.
Please.
So
Yeah.
just so you know, and I'm gonna say this again to you at the beginning of the interview, Tony. So it's at surprise. This woman right here has broken Star Trek history.
Oh,
do you know that she was a part of the first actual Star Trek ship on TV that was led by a black woman? Before Michael Burnham, hallelujah.
All right.
There was Captain Freeman.
Oh.
And on top of that, she also was a part of the first Star Trek show that featured a black woman.
Is that right?
Yes.
Whoa, just history all over the place. This is Black History Month.
It is.
Hey.
Hey.
All right.
Give you your props. Okay, I'm going to get out of here. It's one.
Nice to meet you. It's really nice to meet you.
But I'm still bigger than him.
It is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always.
I know. Unless it's a real life thing, it ain't going to really help you.
And I noticed you didn't even take a seat, so you weren't even planning to stay that long.
He came to pick up podcast stuff for me, and I was like,
hey, this is the love of my life. This is my firstborn. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something. Y'all can use this on y'all parents, okay? There have been times on Father's Day that I have sent him a card to thank him for making me a father.
Oh,
that's the kind of relationship I have with this guy right here. See you later, man.
Don't.
It's really sweet.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I'm having an anxiety attack. Yeah. Don't let me go. All right.
All right, Mr. Taylor.
Give me 30 seconds, y'all. I'll be right back.
All right. That's so sweet.
Well, Tawny, this is not usually how we start our interviews, but
I love it.
Nothing more fitting.
I love it.
Today.
How's your day going?
It's good. I was just gonna say, Zyla, it's nice to meet you. I started following you.
Oh my God, you don't know. I'm obsessed with you. It's such an honor.
I'm obsessed with you. You first popped up on my FYP with that dumbass Drake, Cisco Drake. And I was like, this girl is so stupid. I love it.
Thank you. I was thinking about that and how at that time you were sitting on a secret. You were sitting on the secret when I was thinking about Jake Cisco.
A big secret. Yeah.
That's
I was like, oh, we've got
funny.
Jake Cisco content and she doesn't even know what's about to happen.
And what a dream. I'm so happy to talk to you and be here.
Me too.
Incredible episode. I'm living right now.
She lied. She was like, the only one I can't stand on this show is Miss Tawny Newsome. Oh my God.
That's okay. I'm used to that. I can take it.
Of course.
So is this the usual crew for this pod, for this show?
Well, it's interesting you should ask. The name of our clique, so to speak, is New Blurred Order. It's kind of like Wu-Tang. It's like a whole bunch of us, but we all have different albums from different record companies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if I'm being frank about this, the Starfleet Academy show was about to drop, And me and my boy Ty, this is like my best friend in the world right here. If you couldn't tell by the love letter he just sent to my pops, like from a Thanksgiving dinner from like 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man.
So me and him talk Trek to each other all the time, but it's weird because whenever we have those conversations with other people around, they get real quiet. And so we're like, all right, that's interesting. So I'm just doom scrolling and whatnot, and I came across a couple of profiles that really intrigued me. One was this one called the Sci-Fi Savage, a young lady named Charisse, who's brilliant, and I practically begged her to come and join us, but unfortunately she's on the West Coast, kind of like you, I believe, and it just the time thing doesn't work out. But I hope you still work out. The other was this one right here, Zyla, and we hooked up with Zyla. We're on the same coast. She's on the East Coast. So we've been reviewing each of these Starfleet Academy. So when you ask that question, which I know this is way more than you asked for.
No, I love it.
This is the set for this clique of Star Trek geeks, but in terms of just all kind of like what we call geek lore and all of that, like there's about 10 more of us.
10 more. That's amazing. So it's like a true collective. That's very cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Some names are well known in Hollywood, but most of us are just just fans of the culture that want to make sure folks know that we as melanated individuals are just as much, if not sometimes even more, into some of the content that's being put out there. So with that being said, I guess we start the clock now. All right, so don't take that. don't hold that against me, like with the clock. All right, cool.
Let's do it.
Oh, awesome. All right, let me go ahead and set this up the right way. And that was good content, actually. I might have to cut that up in a way we can.
Heck yeah, man.
Use it all.
Awesome. You said we can use it all. We'll use it all. All right.
Don't leave good stuff on the table.
I like her. Content creator. Let's go. Cue music. All right. Cue screen. All right. And let us go ahead and kick this thing off. In 3, 2, and space. Oh, shoot. Microphone. Space. The final frontier. These are the journeys of Starfleet Academy and the blurs that follow them. Our 5 million year mission to continue to cover these cool shows as long as they keep producing them. And let's go ahead and start it today. Good afternoon, good morning, good night, good whatever it is, wherever you are, how y'all doing? Let's go ahead and start and talk Trek. We the Trek mob in the house. I am your boy, the real Vince Taylor. Hello, y'all. What's going on? And I am joined today. Oh, shoot, that's too much up front. I am joined today by none other than my homeboy, Bad Ty. Say what's happening, Bad Ty. What up? Ty's in the building, indeed. And we also got the very lovely Zyla Trex in the building. What's going on, Zyla Trex? But in addition to Zyla Trex, we also have this very lovely individual who some of y'all checkers may have heard of before. You may have seen her on a little show called Lower Decks, hallelujah. And I didn't mean little real, I meant that facetiously because it's huge. You also may have seen her on other projects. She's a writer. She was a writer for Comedy Central, was also in Space Force. But as of recently, you may have noticed that she has planted her flag right in the middle of Starfleet Academy set, hallelujah, as a Trill that has yet to talk about her rich history. So joining us today is none other than the very funny, the very talented, the very beautiful Tawny Newsome. Everybody, thank you so much. Help her. Give her a round of applause, please. What's going on, Tawny?
Thank you. Oh my God, thank you. What an intro. I love this. Thank you.
Yeah, we try. Well, thank you so much for joining us and definitely being here for the little shenanigans that we had going on.
I've never laughed so hard logging on to an interview ever. So you made my day. All
right. Glad to hear it. Well, listen, Tony, we don't have you for the whole day. We definitely want to respect your time. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump out. We each have questions for you. We'll counterclockwise go about so that we can do this in an organized fashion. And my first question for you, as I already alluded to just a little bit, is, have you had time to sit back and bask in the glory that you created? Now, let me explain, all right? As I just described, you, Miss Tawny Newsome, were a part of the very first Star Trek show that had a Black woman as the captain, along with her Black daughter, Mariner Beckett, who was phenomenally equipped with all the tools it took to beat up a Captain Kirk if she needed to. Hallelujah. But in that, she also continued to make history as she was the first Black woman to lead the show and the first one of a multi-orientation, of a non-traditional orientation that was given the keys to the screen as well. I'm just wondering if you've had a chance to bask in your glory, if you've been given enough flowers, and whether or not Star Trek should build a statue for you right outside of San
I don't want a statue. Those seem to not lead to great things. I've never seen a statue of someone and thought like, that's a great idea. It seems like you're just begging for trouble, but thank you. Yeah. On Lower Decks, my mother, Captain Freeman, played by the incredible Dawn Lewis, Jaleesa herself. She made history as our first Black female captain in a leading role. We've seen Black female captains throughout Trek, but not in a main cast role. And then I don't think I'm the first Black woman lead, because I think that's got to go to Sonequa Martin Green, the queen, the mother of modern Trek, for Discovery. But I'll take the continuing the torch kudos. I'll take that. How about that?
Absolutely. Okay. Well, I mean, you can feel free to correct me. Correct me if I'm wrong. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Did Lower Decks come out before Discovery?
No. Discovery brought back the modern era of Trek. I remember because my dad called me and was like, Star Trek is back. And I was like, what? I never thought this was coming back. The last thing we had was Enterprise, and that was strange.
At least
a little strange.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then let me wrap this into a quick follow-up then, Zyla, if you don't mind, then I'll toss it to you. Just because you mentioned it, you said that your pops, rest his soul, who did actually get excited about Star Trek. They say that Trek is hereditary, Tawny. Do you owe all?
I didn't know you had a picture.
Oh yeah, we come prepared, Mama. Do you owe all of your Star Trek? I guess let's say the love you have for it and your introduction to it. Does it rest within your parental loins, or was that a journey that you took on your own?
Yeah, no. It was both of them. It's my dad and my mom, who thankfully is still here. They're both huge Trekkies, so they raised me in it. I had no choice. My mom still calls me with like canon corrections sometimes, and I'm like, I didn't write Strange New Worlds season 3. I don't know what to tell you, lady. But yeah, they raised me in that, and my dad especially loved Discovery. He liked Lower Decks, and he likes me, but he loved Sonequa and Book. You know, my dad was always quick to tell me who his favorite person or character was in any show I did, and it was never me. It's good. You gotta stay grounded.
What was the Trek Gateway show? Was it DS9? Was it TNG? Was it?
Yeah. I mean, I think I was watching TNG first just because it came on first, but I was very small. But the ones that I have the most memories of are Deep Space Nine for sure. And I know that wasn't a coincidence, because my dad was always looking for depictions of Black families and, Black fatherhood that wasn't steeped in trauma. And, 1993, it's hard to come by. So.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Oh, yes. Well, I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad we can trust you because, according to Benjamin Sisko, we can only have people here that we can trust. So let me go ahead and keep this going. I'm gonna kick it your way. What's going on, Zyla?
Yes, I'm so excited to be able to talk to you. And so I guess one of my questions, you've done some talking about how you were able to, I mean, not single-handedly, you had an incredible team, but you brought the Sisko family back to us, which is so, we can't sing enough praise and thanks. So I was kind of wondering, you said you were pounding the table, like, can you talk a little bit about what the resistance was? Like, why has this just happened now,
Truly, yeah. And that was my question as well. Like, once I got into the writer's room, I went, okay, now it's like I pulled open a door and went, okay, now I'm back here. What's been going on? Why haven't we talked about this man or these people or this show at all? Mm-hmm. And what I found out, with all respect to, we have a lot of overlap in the Trek writers room. The SFA room has a lot of new writers, but there are people from Picard, there are people from Discovery. And with all respect to all of those writers who've written a lot of stuff in the modern Trek era, what I can say without breaking any confidences or throwing anyone under the bus, there was this feeling of we don't know how to do it right, so we don't want to touch it.
Mhm.
So it came from respect, but it was not, in my opinion, the right answer. Like, because I said, well, let's figure out how to do it right.
You said, everybody get off your ass. Let's not be lazy. No,
Let's just, like, I
We
appreciate you wanting to
appreciate
be careful. I appreciate
Right.
you wanting to respect Mr. Brooks's wishes. Like, everyone was like, he said he's coming back, and yet none of the modern shows have ever talked about him coming back. So that it sort of painted us into this canonical corner. And I said, well, let's punch a hole in a wall and get out of it, because we can't just never talk about him again. That's crazy.
Yeah,
So,
100%. Well, it was so beautiful. And I can see how much the legwork would have been, intimidating, but I'm so glad. I know the fans are glad that y'all did it. So thanks.
I'm
Oh,
so
yes, we
grateful it
are.
worked.
Yes, we are. Bad Ty, do you have anything, or are you skipping this round?
No, I'll just say this. After watching last week's episode together, we did our review, and to me it's the best episode of this season thus far.
Thank you.
In terms of the writing, Sam is amazing. Let's start there. She is an amazing character. Anytime I see her on screen, that smile that lights up a room is evident. But that conversation, that monologue between her and Jake, that was it. I wonder, when you were writing this, were you conscious of the feelings and the emotions that you would cause people to tap into with this monologue? Because just an elder telling a young person that you matter, you are like that. Can you speak to that monologue in itself? Because I know that when you were writing this, you had to be thinking about the reaction of us.
Well, okay, so the first thing I have to say is a huge shouts to my co-writer Kirsten Beyer, who drove much of that scene at the end. She is in herself kind of the godmother of Trek. She was a Trek novelist, and she has written so many episodes of Star Trek across every season in the modern era. And she really had a vision. I mean, we both knew that Jake wasn't just going to be this hologram in the museum and then disappear. We knew we needed to give him a big, meaty scene at the end. And so she really sketched out the first pass of that. I think I've said in a couple interviews, our original first draft of the script was 72 pages in a room where our mandate is like 48. So it was beefy. And what I was able to contribute to that is Sirach Lofton and I are very good friends, and I knew his vocal cadence, and I knew how, not that, Kirsten is a mom, and so she has a very beautiful warmth, especially when writing older characters speaking to younger characters. She just has that natural, like, warm motherly quality. And then I think I brought some color to it, frankly, because I know how it sounds when our Black elders speak to us. I know how it's felt as a young girl talking to my uncles and my father's friends and folks like that. So it wouldn't be that scene without either of us. Like, I couldn't have injected so much of the beauty in it. And yeah, we needed each other for that, for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I want to co-sign with Ty. As he said, this is one of the better episodes, especially because we did get to peer back into our father, because you know what I'm saying, like Benjamin Sisko raised a bunch of us, you know what I'm saying?
He
so
really
that was
did.
cool. But I'm wondering, because you did get an opportunity to work on the Starfleet Academy set, like, you definitely came in with some privileges. You came in with the privilege to be able to kick it with the cast. You had one of them dance a little bit, which I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah.
The privilege of being able to exert the energy that came on from other shows. But the big privilege came from you being able to put your whole government name on the wall of legends. Could you explain to me how did we get your government name? Not even
do it. I didn't do it. They did the wall. This was after the season 1 room had wrapped. They're sending us production design. They're saying, oh, look at the schematics for the set. Isn't it nice? Hundreds of emails come in there every day. And I'll tell you what, I love working on the show. But when that season 1 room wrapped and we're no longer getting paid for it, I said, this job is too hard. I'm done. So emails flooding in. We're getting dailies from set. I'm not looking at any of that stuff. I was like, I'll check back in when it's time to produce my episode. But like right now I'm off the clock. And next thing I know, they go, oh, we're putting all the writers' names on the wall of heroes. And I was like, oh, what a beautiful thing to do, especially for like our support staff, our script coordinators who like don't get proper shouts ever. And they do so much work. So I was like, that's beautiful to put like, you know, our script coordinator, Sarah Pierce, her name up there as an admiral. I love this. And then I was like, oh, I wonder if they'll put mine up there. But I think they're already putting Mariner up there. That would be weird, huh? And next thing I know, now I'm all over the damn thing. So this was not me.
Yeah, but it's dope though. You gotta admit. It's kind of nice to see your actual name on the wall, right?
It's nice, but it's a bit much. I get enough flowers. I get enough shouts, you know.
All right, cool. Zyla, what's going on?
Well, yeah, I would love to ask what for writing this episode. What was the hardest part of it for you, and what was the most fun aspect of writing this episode?
What was the hardest part that I'm allowed to say? Yeah, what's not going to get my ass whooped by Paramount? Okay, so the hardest part was honestly just making sure we did right by everybody, because it would have been very easy to just write something that just suited our show and our character. I think a lot of times what nostalgia moments in Trek gets dinged for is like, oh, they just like threw in a bunch of references and member berries for the sake of it, but it didn't actually move the main character story at all. It was just for the nostalgia bait. And so our main focus was like, we have to make sure this is furthering Sam's story and setting her up to be, you know, an incredible character. And then my secondary goal was we have to do right by Avery. He's such a particular person, just from how I got to know him a little through Sirach. I eventually did get to speak to him, but it was not until we were already filming. And it was just like, this man has given so much to this universe, and so much has been asked of him and so much has been taken from him. I cannot be another person like tugging at his sleeve and then do it wrong. So that was very tough. And then, getting the machine that is a giant production to allow me to do all of those things, to do right by everybody, is what I'll say.
Understood. And the most fun part?
The most fun part was probably getting to be on set with Carice and Sirach together, seeing him like really care for her and kind of like, kind of shepherd her along the way that Avery did for him for so many years. And just seeing her kind of blossom and open up, with him was like, I was just like, this is why we did it. This is why we did this black ass episode. It's for like the community, you know, the community of it. Yeah.
Love it.
Thank you.
This black ass episode.
It is. Well, our show got so black. It was so surprising. Because we wrote the first season with everyone, very, very open casting, open gender-wise, open ethnicity. It was like, we're going to find the right people for every role. There wasn't much like racially specific anything baked in to the text. Okay. So everything stayed really, really open except for Sam, because I was pretty adamant that if we were bringing Jake Sisko back in this way, optically, we needed him speaking to a young Black woman, because there's been a lot of magical Negroes happening in the world. I was not about to make Jake Sisko,
Thank you.
So I was like, let's make sure Sam is Black, and then everybody else can be, whoever the best is for the role. And then all of a sudden, all the casting started coming in, and I texted Noga Lando, our showrunner, and I went, "Our show's Black as hell. This is great."
That's awesome, though. That's what we want. We got Sam,
I said the same thing.
Right? We got Jaden. We got half of Caleb. You know what I'm saying? We working it. We working it. We in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You got Gina playing Laura.
Oh my gosh.
Gina, we got man. So this is we Black. This space Blackness is real.
So we out here.
In the spirit of that, let me ask you this. You've had an opportunity to journey into multiple genres of Star Trek, right? From animated to live action. You even did the crossover with Strange New Worlds. But in this episode, Miss Tawny Newsome, you went from being this lovely young lady to this young alien person. Well, maybe not young in terms of an existence because of all of your prior history, whatnot, with your slug that's inside of you, as Cisco would say. But I'm curious, you voice acted, you've acted, but have you had a lot of experience in the makeup chair? And what was that experience like for you, having to sit there and deal with the makeup process?
No, I've never done prosthetics like that before. And it was hard. It was very hard. All respect to the Doug Joneses of the world and our Michael Dorns, because that is not easy. No, so Professor Ila, at first, we wrote her and she was just Trill, and I wrote her for a friend of mine to play. And then for a lot of reasons that wasn't going to work out. And so then when it was suggested that I play her, Alex Kurtzman said, well, we have to put you in a prosthetic because you've already been seen as Mariner. And, you know, we just don't want to, if you're going to do any future stuff with the universe, like, she just needs to not look like you. And then Kirsten and I started saying, like, okay, well, if she's going to be part Trill, because we always knew we were going to cover the spot so that there wasn't that reveal till the end. We were like, okay, if she's part Trill, what else would it make sense for her to be? And I think production gave us a list of aliens, basically, that they had available. I don't always know how the production works in terms of like what prosthetics are doable, but they gave us a list. And we both saw Cardassian was on there, and we went, oh, this is really interesting. Let's make her part Cardassian because of obviously the hallmark, calling back to Deep Space Nine, but like, there are so many things about the Cardassians, about them being like expert record keepers and very like meticulous with historical documents. And I just thought that was really fitting for Ila because of the book. So yeah, it kind of all fell into place once I was decided to play the part. And it was very challenging. The makeup was very challenging, I'll say.
What's the time frame on the makeup?
It took all love to our incredible prosthetics team, our award-winning prosthetics team, Brandy Boulay. It took 5.5 hours to put that on, and about 2 hours to take it off.
To take it off?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay, so that's literally 7 hours added on to the. Okay, wow. All right, you know what? I'll leave that alone. All right, well, listen. As grueling as that may. Hey, what's up, there, roommate? Good to see you.
This is Jewel. She's this is the time of day she gets wild. So
Hey, Jewel, say I want some camp time. All right, we got you, Jewel. We'll put you in the cutout. Just a real quick follow-up question to that, because you mentioned how this is you kind of morphing into somewhat of a Kardashian. But I always say Kardashian. It's hard for me to say Cardassian, but stop it. But you also speak about the Trill nature of this, and of course, if you're a Dax, you got Trill. I'm just curious as to whether or not in this scene, were you trying to show Sam that you were Trill? Was that the objective here? Is this you saying, hey, I'm gonna give you one more Easter egg, and if you don't catch the hint after this, it is what it is?
Yeah, I think Professor Ila's whole thing is like, she knows from the beginning, she's like, you're not going to figure out exactly what happened to this man, but you're going to go on a journey, and I think what intrigues her is that she's like, oh, this is the first non-organic person who's ever asked me about Benjamin Sisko. So you might actually get closer than anybody else. So, all right, let's see where this goes. And so I just imagine Professor Ila has had people over the years, hundreds of people ask her this. And she probably hasn't helped them as much as she's helped Sam. So yeah, I think at the end she was like, let me just give you one more little
hinty hint. All right. Could Ila Dax kick Jadzia Dax ass? Or all right, you know what? Don't even answer that. Don't answer that. That's
not at all.
She probably read it. I'm just playing. You got it, Zyla. What's going on? Please talk to Miss Beckett.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I'm just looking at Beckett. I love Beckett Mariner. Did your experience on Lower Decks, like how did that influence your writing and your process just working on Starfleet Academy?
Yeah, I love Beckett Mariner. I wish I could play that role forever. Maybe we'll be like Futurama and we'll get to come back again and again. I would love to. But yeah, it did influence me. Like I learned a lot from Mike McMahon, the showrunner and creator of Lower Decks, because he was very like, he just had such a unique POV on the humor. It was like, Trek can withstand a lot of different types of genres and a lot of different types of, characters and storylines, as long as it, oh my God. I told you this is when she gets wild. Hi.
Yo.
Smiling.
Maybe we need. All right.
Easy.
So goofy. She's 1 year old, so she's just like
That is a 1-year-old. My God,
Yeah.
is she done growing? Wow.
I hope so. Hey, okay, chill out.
She's beautiful.
Yeah, what I really learned from Mike was that it can withstand a lot as long as you're doing it out of love and in celebration. And that's what we tried to do. Oh my God.
Don't worry. The internet's gonna
Speaking of love and celebration.
Right.
She is showing off. She was so chill before. And now
Cutting up.
oh my God. All right.
It's all good, though. We love it. It's all good. Oh well. I don't even know.
What was I talking about?
I was about to say, I don't even. What was the conversation about? Silence on you.
Just talking about Lower Decks and bringing Mike McMahon's humor into Starfleet Academy. Amazing. I don't know if Ty has a question.
Well, go ahead, Ty. You want in? Go ahead, my man.
Yeah, no problem. Now I'm one of the newer. I guess I just started watching Lower Decks, so I'm still on like the first season. But what I did notice is that it seems to me, and obviously I have a journey, but it does seem to me that Lower Decks is like the glue to the Star Trek universe. Like it feels as though there's a lot of conversations about other areas of Star Trek when you start speaking about Janeway and Sisko and Kirk and all of the fun characters that we've kind of experienced along this journey. In terms of your castmates, because I know we've interviewed other people in terms of voice actors, and so a lot of times, they'll either be all together or they'll be separate. And I just wonder how those relationships kind of like endure and grow if you're not in those spaces where you're like right there. Because you and Jack Quaid, specifically because you guys seem to have the most on-screen interactions. I just wonder, during pandemic, if it changed kind of the way you approached the voice acting aspect of it.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Like a lot of times with animated shows, you don't get to be close to your cast because you're never recording together. You're never in the same room. Those days of like The Simpsons all recording together are kind of long gone for most shows anyway. So yeah, ours was really unique in that we got to, I'm like keeping one eye on her so she doesn't attack me.
Watch your back.
Yeah. But because of the trek of it all, you're never it's not just an animated job. Like you're at conventions, you're at charity events for, astronauts of color or whatever it is. So we ended up together so much more often than most animated casts are. And that really made us like become fast friends. And I think that just added to the recording. It just sounds more natural. We sound like we like each other because we do. We also don't have to spend long hours on set together, so nobody hates each other. Like every time we see each other, it's a party,
Absolutely.
Oh, that's awesome.
Absolutely.
All right, cool. Well, we're to the second half of this, so we'll be wrapping up here soon. But if it's okay, I'd like to kind of get us to step back to Sisko for a second. As you did, have this overwhelmingly dope love letter to him in this most recent episode. And I mean, I'm gonna speak for all Black people here because that's what I can do. But all Black Trekkers, I'm sure, were watching this in awe and amazement at a sport, especially the fact that not only are we kind of bringing back Cisco, but we're also introducing the potential for him to. They've admitted he's not dead. You know what I'm saying? Like they said, look, we don't know if he's alive because he became a prophet. Here's my question, and just tell us blood raw. I don't know how much you can say, but we saw the thank you Avery at the very end of the episode. Is that an indication that he was unwilling, unable, unavailable? He maybe in terms of lending his countenance to the project?
Oh, no, the thank you Avery was literally because he gave us his blessing and gave us permission to license the poem, the vocal work at the end. So that was literally a thank you of like, thank you for letting us honor you. Thank you for lending your voice to us. It was just thank you for all the things. It's funny, like they went through a few iterations, again, without getting me in trouble. They went through a few iterations of what that last card could be. And some of them just felt so like stiff and weird. And so I was like, can we just strip it away and just tell him thank you? Because we couldn't have done this without him. So yeah, that's what that was. He, from what I know from Sirach, he has retired from acting, and that, you know, that choice, I respect it so much. And then at the same time, I want to tell him he's loved. So yeah, we wanted to make sure we did that with his blessing, and he graciously gave it.
So are we to understand that he turned down the opportunity because he quit acting, or was he ever offered an opportunity to maybe join that episode at all, or was it not in the cards?
So what I did from the beginning is the second we pitched it in the room, the second I got them to agree it should be a Cisco story, I took Sirach out to lunch because I had heard that it was hard to contact Mr. Brooks, but I knew that he and Sirach, you know, talk on the phone often. They have a really close relationship. It's kind of funny. It's like, for Star Trek, people feel like, oh, Avery Brooks disappeared, or he left, or he doesn't want to come back. Whereas for Sirach Lofton, Sirach's like, he never left. He's right here. He's with me. He calls me. We talk. Like, so it kind of mirrors what's going on with Cisco, right? So I took Sirach out to lunch, and I said, how can you put me in contact with him if he doesn't want to talk to, you know, official people? Like, will he just talk to me as just like a Black woman and a fan? How can we involve him and get him involved in whatever way he wants to be involved? So there wasn't even like a hint of a script written yet before we asked him, like, how do you want to participate? And this is what we got. We were just very careful every step of the way. So yeah, it wasn't like there was something to offer him that he turned down. It was more just like, hi, we're going to talk about you. Is that okay? Yes. Okay. Move on to the next step. Yeah.
Okay. All right. That clears up a lot, because I know a lot of fans would have loved to see him. And so I think it definitely warms my heart to know that he wasn't like, nah, to know that he was just like, sure, I'll be honored. Like, that definitely made me feel a lot better.
Yeah, no, there was not, I was not going to put him in a position to feel pressure in any way. So it was collaborative. It was from jump. It was like, for Sirach, for Avery, how do you want to be involved? And I think those are the best ways to do it, you know, to just like invite people into the conversation, even though I definitely broke my NDA to do it, but I'd do it again.
We'll edit that out.
Allegedly, I'm a comedian.
We may or may not have, allegedly may have broken something, but it didn't actually happen. All right. Yeah. Zyla Trex, what's going on? We're down to our last few questions here.
I have one more question. I just want to say, I love how in the same way that, you know, Avery mirrors Cisco's story and Sirach's story mirrors Jake's, you are mirroring Sam's in the way that she turns to the camera and she's like, it's time to solve the mystery of Benjamin Sisko. So I love that you kind of did that, made that journey for her and made that journey for yourself and all of us. My last question, basically, I just want to know what your favorite Deep Space Nine episode is, or one of them. I know it's a tough question.
Gosh, I have so many. I was just loving Way of the Warrior because very cool. You know what? We're gonna let her. I hope she gets what she needs out of it. I hope she
We'll put her in the credits.
yeah. Clearly, she wants to act.
Yeah.
Star.
She is a star. Yeah. So I love Way of the Warrior. I also love the Paradise Lost Homefront duality. And then for a fun one, I really love You Are Cordially Invited.
So
the
good.
Jadzia Wharf wedding.
Incredible.
And then for a Quark one, I love Little Green Men. It's just such a good. I love.
Yo,
So
the Little Green
good.
Men. That was the best.
Classic.
I'm sorry.
So fun.
Just of it all. Love it.
Anything Quark where we can talk about the rules of acquisition, I'm here, bro. All day. I live by the rules of acquisition. Let's get it.
My gosh.
Go ahead,
I was going to say a long time ago, there was a potentially Ferengi character in Starfleet Academy, and I shoved so many rules of acquisition jokes in there. And then that character, it had to go, but I was like, dang.
I can only imagine. Zyla, can you imagine, like, when we left, there was 285. Before that, it was like 100 something. Like, now it's like, there's probably like a million rules of acquisition at this point. So I can definitely understand that, Tyler. All right, Tony, Ty's got something for you. We got then we'll start wrapping things up here. Go ahead, Bad Ty.
All right, Tony. Now, this is the fun part of the show. We have this ongoing argument here on the show of who we think the best captain is in all of the iterations. And so we're going to ask you to lend your voice to these top 5 captains, whoever they are, in order, starting at number 5. Go.
What are we doing? It's what are we doing? The top 5?
Top 5.
Can they all be Captain Benjamin Lafayette Sisko? All 5?
Oh, yes! Thank you! Come on! Hallelujah! Thank you!
There is no ranking. There is no ranking.
Wow.
If Deep Space Nine didn't exist, I don't think I would be a Trekkie. I love the other shows, but it's what brought me in. It's what keeps me in.
Yeah,
and it's largely due to Ben Sisko's performance or Avery Brooks' performance. So yeah, all 5.
Yo, unanimous. Unanimous.
Thank you.
All 5 captains are Benjamin Sisko. All right, that's a first, bro. I ain't gonna lie, but she definitely is won her way into my heart, fam. He want me to say Picard so bad, Tony.
I don't want you to say anything. I don't want her to say. I want her to say what her heart feels.
Everyone can have different opinions, you know.
I suppose, as long as they're all Captain Sisko, that's all I'm saying. You know.
For me,
all right, rapid fire. First of all, I love that answer. That's gonna go viral right there. Just go ahead and keep it real. But I got a couple of rapid fire ones that I just got to get. You can even answer these short. So I want to jump back real quick to Lower Decks. Lower Decks was unlike any other Star Trek series that we've ever seen. Specifically, not just because it's animated, because we've had animated shows before for Star Trek, but it actually pushed the envelope with regard to tradition. There were curse words. They were bleeping out things. They were having multiple character crossovers with people on the show. Like you all turned Dr. Bashir into a hologram that ended up marrying Garrett. So I mean, like, how did you? I guess I shouldn't say how, but what was the process of getting, if there was a matter of getting them, but how did they trust you with like pushing the envelope so much? Because they seem to be so, the word anal, but that's not the word I'm looking for. They seem to be so meticulous with regard to like protecting the franchise with shows like Enterprise and Deep Space. But here goes Mariner Beckett cussing up a storm, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, how did you break those barriers?
I think, Mike and the writers for Lower Decks got away with a lot more because of the medium, because it was animated. There was a feeling from the rest of the franchise and from the producers that this is sort of like, there's more permission to be a little wilder, to do some weirder stuff, to do some riskier stuff, to swear. Nobody even told us that we couldn't hear the curse words. Just Mike McMahon decided it was funnier to bleep them. So they were just given permission, I think, because animation was just so new and it was so different. And also truly, I would love to sit in a room and just write Star Trek for Star Trek fans only.
Yes.
However, it is a new world. It's the streaming world. We have to bring in new viewers. Ignoring that is like, it's just not reality. So as much as I would love to write the Ben Sisko love letter that only speaks to people who already know the canon, like I was tasked with also working really hard to handhold and bring in brand new people, some of whom are very young. And Lower Decks had to do the same thing. It had to bring in people who didn't normally watch Star Trek, or who thought Star Trek was too stuffy, or who thought it was too sciencey and too techy, while still honoring what all of us fans love about it. So it's not easy needles to thread, but I think both shows are up to the challenge.
What demographic are you looking to acquire now with the current iteration of Starfleet Academy? I mean, the easy answer is young folks. But
That's
specifically, who are you writing for?
That's a good question. I think that's probably a showrunner question for Alex Kurtzman and Noga Landau, our co-showrunners, because truth be told, I don't know. I would write for, I was writing for people who love Trek, and then I was doing my best to write for people who I wanted to love Trek.
Yes.
But I don't know. I would be curious to ask them that question too. I think we should ask every writer that question, like, who are you writing for? And I bet it's a little different for each of us, which is how you have more broad appeal.
Interesting. All right, rapid fire. Check this out. Every iteration of Star Trek, even Star Trek The Next Generation, believe it or not, has faced hella adversity. Starting from the very beginning, what's that black woman doing on the bridge? There's always been some sort of pushback. And this Starfleet Academy is no different. However, in this modern day and age, they're being incited and encouraged to speak down or look down on inclusive casts and inclusive plot lines. Can you speak to the Trek new cast members that we love so much, like Carice and Sandro and everybody, as to how to deal with the adversity that comes along with the Star Trek franchise, knowing that they'll try to hate it before they love it?
Yeah, I would say, I mean, the unfortunate thing is that our new cast is entering into a long tradition of this same thing happening with every Trek show. Every Trek show goes through this, like you said. What's doubly unfortunate, I feel, is this is the first time we have such a majority young cast. And I think that it's one thing to talk shit about Lower Decks, because, you know, when Lower Decks came out, we got a bunch of hate, but we were all grown adults with full long careers.
Right.
Just destroying things in the background. With interrupting this serious thing I'm trying to say. We had full long careers and we could take it. Whereas with these young people, I'm like, this is some of their first time being seen by this many people. This is some of their first time having their work scrutinized, having their bodies and their image scrutinized. And I would just hope that some of these adults, these full adult men, would maybe remember what it felt like to be 23 or 24, or imagine maybe what their daughters or children deal with in their young 20s, their early 20s. And just wonder if you really need to be making those comments. So I know you told me to speak to the cast, but I immediately switched and spoke to the people directing comments at them, because I'm just like, you're going to be a whole grown ass 50-year-old adult and talking to young people this way. Get it together.
Yes, thank you. I second that notion, man. And I think that people I think that they found a safe place in hatred. And I think that sucks for the time being, but we're here to love it on down. We're going to love it on down. And go ahead.
We have a wonderful community of actors that are wrapping our arms around these young actors and welcoming them to the fold in the franchise. So we'll keep them in our hearts.
So knowing that Star Trek always faces these, I'm not sure how much you can disclose, but after stalking your Instagram, I noticed that you may or may not have another project coming that involves Star Trek. Are we still full speed ahead, engage, as some would say? And if so, what can you tell us about this upcoming project, if anything, without violating any NDAs? Hallelujah.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you. What I need to stress first is that there is no update, because anytime someone very lovingly asks me about the project, I answer the question, and then somebody writes an article as though it's new news, and it causes problems for me. So if anyone's scraping this to write fun little articles, there is no new update. But since my new friends here have asked me, I will say that yes, we have written the pilot. Paramount is deciding if they want to make it, and if they want to make it, great. I would love to do it. And if they don't want to make it, I'll go do something else. So that's where we are. But again, this is not new news, so nobody write anything about it.
Okay, yeah, we'll try to keep from making this some sort of new headline or one of those shade room things. We definitely completely appreciate you. Well, listen, we won't hold you too much longer. I think we've held you and your roommates
and
long enough.
She's gonna start to tear the place apart. I'm so sorry. She really is she's gonna destroy my home if I stay any longer. So I guess I should go.
Don't destroy the home. Well, listen, we gotta go ahead and let Tawny go. Tawny, we cannot thank you enough for giving us an opportunity to share with you all of the beautiful things you've done for Black people in science fiction and just in general, just being hella dope and giving us folks to be proud of in Trek. As always, please live long and prosper. And then quick. Who knows? Go quickly, really man.
Quick. I know. Really quick. I'm sorry, Tawny. We do this thing here on the show with all of our guests. Right before they leave, if you could just shout out the New Blurred Order, tell everybody how much you love us. Then we would really appreciate it. Really quick.
Oh, let me get it on the screen so you'll know who it is. All right, that's who we are. And whenever you're ready.
You're watching the New Blurred Order. Check them out. They love all things nerdy, and they're Black. What's not to love?
That's what I'm talking about. Thank you so much, Tawny. Once again, we cannot say we love you enough, and we look forward to seeing you in many, many more projects as long as you will decide to share them with us. All right, and as for everybody else, y'all know who we are, and continue to like, subscribe, comment, and pull up on Saturdays. We do our live broadcast. Make sure you give this a like. Make sure you follow. Drop a comment. Go follow Tawny. Go watch the show. And be your authentic self. Because if you ain't being yourself, you're being fake. And in all things, you a geek. Let that geek flag fly. Let go. Hey.
The New Blurred Order is one of my favorite places to visit. I hope you'll join us next time.